And any kind of deal, which by the way will be a completely new deal than the one that the Greeks are asked to vote for on Sunday, will probably need to have some kind of debt relief. There's no doubt about it. With the IMF coming around to admit that now, even though I think they're right about it, I'm not sure it's going to help the Greek voter to make a clear decision. But I think you're right. I think I expect that the vote is getting closer and closer to a yes. You know, if the yes is going to happen, this government will disappear overnight. We'll get a caretaker government coming in until the next elections. They will sign on the line, on the bottom line of a new deal to keep them afloat for a little while.
Third bailout.
For a third bailout. But yeah, but we're talking about a third bailout anyway.
But
in any case.
There's no guarantee that a new government is actually going to come to an agreement with creditors, right?
Well, first of all, I think there will be no immediate election, so there will be a caretaker government, and the caretaker government's task will be to keep things afloat. So they will make some kind of deal with the European Commission to at least keep things going, I think, until the next elections. Then, of course, the big question is, what is the next government going to look like? Is that a middle-of-the-road government that will start to negotiate this new third bailout, or is it a right-wing government, or the same government coming back in? So it's going to be a very complex situation.
What happens if it's a no vote?
Well, I think the idea that that will immediately open up the negotiations for, you know, renegotiating the terms of the second bailout is not on the table. Again, we're talking about a new bailout. It will mean that it's a long process. It's a process of several months, because now it has first to go through the European Commission, then it has to go to the ministers of finance, through the government leaders. So it has, you know, some countries like Germany will have then to put it to parliament. So a new bailout deal is going to take us several months before we get to a good bottom line.
You know, this whole referendum thing is just surreal, right? I mean, one, it feels more like a survey, you know, where you have leading questions designed to engineer the answer or response that you want, one. And two, it seems to be all about, it's about a proposal that's not even on the table anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the Greek government keeps arguing that we're talking about the second bailout. Yeah. The European Commission is very clear, second bailout is off the table. Yeah. So if you want a referendum now, that's okay, but it's really talking about, you know, do you want to have a new deal with us, which we start to negotiate, or do you want to be out of the euro area? That's what I think that's indeed what I'm going to vote for.
But will they vote to be out of the euro area? And in fact, is that even on the table? Because, you know, even if it's a no vote, it most certainly doesn't guarantee that Greece is no longer going to be part of the eurozone.
Or if you're skeptical, you think, you know, the thing is, your average Greek voter or person wants his cake and wants to eat it as well, wants to stay in the euro, but doesn't want to take the austerity. I mean, you can't have both, right?
One thing that I've been surprised about in the whole discussion is that people don't make a clear distinction between the eurozone and the European Union. The eurozone is basically a monetary union. I cannot quite see how, with a no vote, Greece can stay in that European Union. And if they do, it's going to be a long time before we will know that. But the commitment to keep Greece as part of the European family in the European Union, which has the bigger political consequences, I'm a little bit surprised that that isn't becoming clear in the part of the debate, because that's a whole different thing. Of course, we want Greece to be part of the EU, even if there are many other countries in Europe that are not part of the Eurozone, but are part of the EU.
Even if they're not part of the EMU, is what you're saying.
And I think that choice needs to be clear for the Greek people. If they vote themselves out of the Eurozone, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be out of the European Union.
Are the Greek people actually better off with the drachma?
No, I don't think so. The idea that the drachma will help, you know, which will immediately appreciate by at least 50%, and that will suddenly make them export. What exactly are they going to export, and to whom are they going to export it? I mean, industries are in deep, deep trouble at the moment.